Was it like Avatar style, where like somebody like fucking zapped her?
Yeah, it was in an alley. She was she lost a fight, and
the
then,
worst.
The worst. And then now she's a 2-weapon fighter, and on a mission with Nas, Gino's character.
Cool.
She's pretty it's like a tough kind of personality, just mean and yeah.
No bullshit.
Yeah. I'd say aggressive. Not especially kind. No.
But not a bad person.
Nah.
I don't think Lei has done anything nefarious.
No. It hasn't done anything nefarious. Maybe she's thought it.
Yeah.
Or said it. But hasn't done it.
Where are y'all right now?
So, this is the map of where we are and what we're doing. We're here. It's like a village.
In the Earth Kingdom.
Fuck yeah, I love it.
Well, this
is a bigger map. This is a bigger map. This is general Earth Kingdom. We're basically along this river here, but we were over here, we traveled in over here. We're trying to get back up here. Maybe we can do a little overview with Brad to recap where we're at to kind of give some context. For me as a character, my character's name is Nas. She is like early 20s, waterbending gal, and she has like slightly like sea foamish quasi emerald green eyes and same color hair. And she comes from a subset of people called the Mist people that dwell in like the icy mountain regions of the water nation, and they're kind of like detached from society. They have their own customs and way of life, and are kind of haven't really evolved with the rest of the water nation, and are more tapped into like ancient spiritual ways of being. And her mother like left that village to marry like someone that was in like the normal water tribe life. Since she was a healer from her tribe and like a powerful person, she was tasked with healing like one of the elders in the village. Nas had some of these healing abilities, so like it seemed like maybe there's a path to follow in her mother's footsteps and have the spiritual intuition and stuff.
Dope.
But the elder that this wife cared for mysteriously and suddenly died, and in the customs of the water nation, the caretaker of that elder has to be put to death. So my mother gets killed, and like in the political fallout and turmoil, Nas kind of runs away and is afraid.
Wow.
And then Nas kind of just lost and confused and going on misadventures with Lei.
Is death used a natural process, or is that like...
Sorry?
Like, was the elder just
So
sick,
Nas doesn't really understand like what happened. And part of her goal is probably to figure that out, but she's mostly just been caught up in the hijinks with everyone else. And I hadn't really done enough backstory building to come up with a good reason, like with any leads at least, to help Brad go off of. So maybe Brad has plans, but I actually haven't done enough thinking about that yet.
Okay.
But like there's the campaigns have been more than enough to like chomp at the bit on. So.
All right. Does Kelsey also play, or is it?
Kelsey played in the last campaign that we did with Danny and Kyrie. So she plays on and off, but too much of one thing for too long gets tedious and annoying for some people. So
like
we switch in and out.
The first game that Brad ran was like over a year long. We played every week, and now these are like basically little filler arcs of like a few weeks. We've only been playing for maybe 5 or 6 weeks. Dope. And once this ends, but basically like after the chapter or arc of the year-long campaign ended, the people in that campaign kind of split off and had these mini arcs, and my mini arc is with Lei, and we were traveling through the Earth Nation, came across Danny's character Mama Zuma in this village. They have to give a harvest to basically like a feudal lord of a region of the Earth Kingdom that is kind of ruthless and taking advantage of these people. Mama Zuma told us to get this particular animal that's needed for their plans, which will probably involve striking back at these feudal lords. So we went on a week-long journey to acquire this animal. We just required it, and we're trying to smuggle it past the guards of this region back to Mama Zuma. So we just finished this like 10-day journey, and we're about to try to smuggle this animal back. And that's basically what's happened so far.
Yeah. So you all are on the boat. It's fairly early in the morning. Still, actually, I think you all left early in the morning and then traveled until about just after midday to get to the river, where you were meeting up with a boat captain with her boat. Lay was surprised that it was a woman boat captain, thinking that your connection within the city said that it was supposed to be a guy. And then you all kind of,
Can we quickly get a description of the woman again? I don't really remember what how you described them.
The boat captain. I didn't give him too much of a description. She seems pretty plain, simple, down to earth. Not quite no nonsense, but just straightforward. Kind of like a straight shooter, which might strike somebody as odd since she's captaining and smuggling, like captaining a smuggling ship. But she doesn't, I mean, she seems most worried with her boat and about like taking care of the business and getting her gold and moving forward. You're with the wife of a rancher that you all ran into, named Chun, who has looked pretty forlorn since leaving her husband. She's got a baby on her hip and spends most of the time on the boat just kind of wallowing, but also chit-chatting here and there, trying to move forward. And then there are 3 crew members that you all are with. They're all like late teenage boys, are a little rambunctious in between, like amongst themselves, but once it comes to talking with the captain or talking with you all, they kind of straighten up a little and take it a little more seriously, but you can tell they still have their youthful vigor.
And you know, Nas is kind of just like scoping out these boys and wants to use sense energy because she remembers, I believe it was the captain, or maybe it was that other boy that led saying like, okay, these might be like, watch your stuff when you sleep at night, like these people could be a little mischievous. So like, want to just get a read on them, get a sense of like if these are people that can be trusted or not.
Yeah.
Huh?
This one? Why? Is it still frozen?
Well, hey, I don't know how this is gonna go, but something tells me that with our luck, we're bound to run into some more trouble.
Yeah.
We should probably already have some vague alibi or plan if we do get stopped by a guard, if it's even worth doing. But I'm thinking that, you know, if we come across any checkpoints or any guards, like we try to keep the bison block heavily sedated, try to cover it completely and just say it's huge bundles of hay that we're bringing back up north. But if they check it, we have to already be like ready to either fight or speed out of there. So I don't know if you have any particular thoughts about it.
No, I haven't thought about it. Not at all.
Yeah. So checking out these crew members, you see they wouldn't strike you off top as troublemakers. They have like their own little personal dose of mischief within them. One of them in particular, every now and then, just kind of like goes and messes with the other two, or like does something to just kind of like, you know,
just
cause some trouble, stir up some trouble with within the group. But other than that, like they don't seem like shady characters necessarily.
Okay. Is there anywhere that we could hide in the boat, or is there a spare hay, or what's around?
So the boat generally has a lower deck, half of which is taken up by the bison block.
So the bison block's not visible, just the
Okay.
inside. Okay.
Yeah, so half of the lower deck is taken up by the bison block. The other half has probably 4 beds, like 2 bunk beds, 2 sets of bunk beds, and then like personal effects that people have stowed down there. Up top, it's pretty open. You've got oars to row this ship. There's a mast and a small captain's quarters in the back. So the hiding, like, other than below deck, it's pretty open in general.
Okay. What I want to ask the captain, what do you usually do if you're smuggling something and you cross a checkpoint?
Well, there aren't too many water checkpoints. Normally people just want to know when you're entering a city or exiting. When you arrive at a port, they'll come and check your things. But the Earth Army doesn't usually have too much to do with what goes on the water.
So if they check our things and see the bison bok, I mean, it's an illegal animal.
Fortunately for us, we won't be going through any ports. Once we arrive back in Yuanshu, I think we should do the same thing that we did here, where we just pull up on the side of the bank somewhere. Hopefully you all know close enough to where you need to be that we can disembark there and I can help you get all your things off and get you out safely rather than unloading this massive animal in the town.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking that if we can just get to those tunnels that we originally escaped from out of the town, I think they'll be big enough to transport this bison bok, and we can make our way to Mamazuma's from there.
All right.
In general, this boat trip for the first day goes pretty smoothly. You all have to take turns rowing, and that's pretty much your fastest way to get upriver. So a lot of it is just passively rowing and continuing to push yourselves upriver and get to your destination. Make perception checks.
Over 20.
Seven.
Okay.
Actually, 11, since can I use my passive?
Nope.
Damn.
Well, I mean,
What's the rule on that?
This would be pretty passive. Passive is for times like if somebody is gonna sneak up on you or something like that. It's like, what's your baseline?
Okay.
When I ask you to roll, it's specific to a situation to see whether or not you're paying attention to whatever thing that I'm referring to.
Okay.
So
7.
not too long after you all depart, you see Chun, the woman with the baby, staring off of the back of the ship in an eastward direction, kind of a little north, mostly east. And Naz, you look in the direction that she's looking in, you see this big cloud just kind of hanging over the horizon.
Like just like cumulonimbus storm cloud?
Nope. With an over 20, it's very dark and it shades a good portion of the horizon, but it doesn't look like a rain cloud.
Okay.
You also notice that the boys, like all of the teenage boys, have these scarves on, or like a buff that just kind of wraps all the way around, and that they're wearing around their necks.
Is it a dust storm?
Yeah, just off intuition, looking back. It's way off in the distance. It doesn't look like it'll catch you, but you can just kind of see it on the horizon and see it rolling in.
Okay.
Alright. I have a hood and dark common clothes, so I could be able to make a covering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might end up needing to run to the to the lower deck if need be.
I can give you something as well.
Wow, Lay, that's really kind of you. Usually you kind of are teasing me and making fun of me, but you know, when push comes to shove, you're always ready to help me out. And I think that's why I trust you so much over all these months.
I didn't see an opportunity to tease you.
I see.
Yeah. Yeah, we're a team. I'll help you out. Hate to see you get, all dusty.
Appreciate it, Lay.
Dustier than usual.
What? Oh, okay. All right, Lay.
Yeah.
I guess you don't want to take femininity tips from me anymore then.
No.
Hmm.
No.
Yeah. Make another perception check for later on in the day.
Come on. A 4.
13.
Okay. This time, neither of you really notice. You see on your left, you're seeing more of the grasslands, and then getting into that
On the
kind of
left?
canyon desert landscape.
So if we were traveling on this map, we'd be going kind of like,
Right.
I guess we'd be
So you,
maybe
you
at this
started-
point.
you started near the grasslands, and then now you're getting into that like canyon-y, sort of like a canyon wall on your left.
Oh, on our left, okay.
And then you'd probably be rolling through quite a bit of brush in this area, and just kind of bushes and things. So the visibility would be pretty low.
Okay.
That night passes without too much trouble. You all have to keep rotating your rowing even through the night in order to make this a 3-day trip. So roll Constitution saves for me.
18.
18.
Nice, yeah. So you both, I mean, it's not like you're not getting any sleep. It's just less sleep than you would want in that kind of odd hours, but you're handling it well.
Also, so now it's kind of, just thinking of, over the last day, nothing seems to be going on. Also, but continue to check in on the captain and the other boys. Like when we were doing these perception checks, like what gauge did they seem equally as aloof as we were? Or were they concerned about anything?
No, Captain, I mean, they're all just pretty much business. They've seen this territory before, so it doesn't really,
Nothing
nothing
phases
stands
them.
out to them. Yeah. Let's roll perception checks for the next morning.
A natural 20.
Damn!
16.
Alright, so Lay spots it first, but you both see a couple of hippomanders lounging on the banks of of the river,
That's cool.
and they both have these tails that they're letting droop into the river. And let's see how much attention they're paying. Okay, so they notice you, and one of them turns, and you see it's kind of got this like dumb looking face a little bit, and it goes. And
Naturally.
you can't really tell if it's yawning or if it's roaring, but its eyes are kind of half closed, and then it just turns back and like puts his head back down on the bank. Make nature checks.
Over 20.
Yeah.
15.
Hippomanders use their tails to fish.
Okay. Must be really long.
Captain, do you think that we can just very briefly pull over and also fish here? See if we can maybe get one round of rations that's not out of our reserves.
I'd rather not slow the trip. Can you fish from the boat?
Maybe I can try to lift up one big amount of water and see if there's any fish caught inside.
Make a survival.
Survival? That's not going to be an Arcana?
It would be a bending check, and I would have you use wisdom, so it'd be the same.
Okay.
I want to try fishing. Is there a spare rod?
If you're not proficient in survival, you can just add your proficiency to this check.
Okay. Damn, that's not that good. But 13.
Alright, so you pull up as much water as you can, and you see there are a couple, like, maybe you get, like, a turtle or something.
Turtle soup?
Lay, do you want turtle soup? I might just drop this turtle back in. Unless it seems like kind of cute. Maybe it can be like a little pet for the rest of the trip. What do you think, Lay?
pets.
I mean, I do have my
It's
little
trying
ferret
to
squirrel.
swim out of the bubble, but your water bending keeps it going in a circle.
Nah, I'd rather have fish.
Alright, I'm gonna. Okay, little guy.
I want to try fishing.
Okay, what are you using?
Damn, I thought there was something.
Nope.
Well, we're moving, Lay. We can't. You heard the captain. We're not gonna stop the boat for you to fish. That was just an on-the-go water bending thing, you know.
There's not a rod around?
Are you gonna have the rod in the water while we're zooming?
I mean, I try it, but looks like I'm out of luck. I don't have anything to fish with.
Yes. Maybe back in town. Maybe once we make it right off the boat. Even then, we kind of have to hustle. We're a little bit behind schedule.
Yep.
That afternoon, you see on the banks, on the west bank, up on a hill a little bit, on the road that you all were traveling on, you see a group of 5 people. And you can make perception checks if you want. More information about them.
I can't tell much.
2. Not critical 2.
Yeah, they look like they're from the Earth Nation.
I got a 14 if that's gonna give me anything.
Okay, yeah, they look like they're from the Earth Nation. One of them is fairly well dressed, and the other 4 look like Earth Army members. And you can see that they're all engaged in a discussion.
And
But you can't really hear what they're saying.
what's the distance between the boat and where they're walking along this pass?
Pretty far, over a mile.
Okay. Yeah,
It'd be difficult to. I mean, you could see like some gestures, but it'd be difficult for either of you to hear each other.
and they're walking towards the desert, or they're walking back towards.
Yeah, they're
Mama
walking
Suma's?
south.
Okay,
Well, they're actually like stopped right now and having a discussion.
but
You
they're
can
going
see, like-
that way.
Yeah, I mean I guess you couldn't really tell, since they're stopped. Yeah,
Because
now you know. But
I'm trying to remember, when did what is it? Was it the Luan, the Han? I forgot the name of the people that are in charge of
Yuan?
Yeah, when did the Yuan say that they're coming back to collect all of the harvest?
I don't know. Probably days. I have no idea.
Because we've left almost 2 weeks ago now, so I'm just trying to think about like if they're trying. We don't know what's happened in this village since we've left, so I don't know if seeing guards and maybe overseers, what that would mean for potential trouble going back into town. Remember, we knocked out a few guards just to escape, so who knows if they're specifically on the lookout for us as well, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine that their alert was up. We stole 2 ostrich horses. I mean, we made a mess of things along the way. But what I remember when that was, I rolled a 17 for history.
Yeah, I mean, it was, I want to say it was like 11 days ago-ish. And they said they were coming back the next day to collect more grain.
Okay.
So
that was long ago. But yeah, I mean, obviously we're not going to try to make ourselves known to that group of people, but maybe I'm just a little paranoid thinking about potential dangers after everything that's happened to us up to this point.
So now you're the paranoid one?
Maybe it's rubbed off on me a little bit, Lay.
But I think you're on something. It'd be good for us to keep that in mind as we get closer. Any guards we see. Yeah.
Just continuing to roll on past.
let's make Constitution saves for tonight.
13.
Only 11 this time.
Okay. Yeah. A little tougher on you the second night, but you're still in fighting shape. You still feel good enough. It's like you wake up a little groggy. You don't want to paddle, but you know you got to. So you get up and do it, and then after an hour or so, you're like, okay, I'm in my swing. Like, I'm next day, ready to go. Okay, so let's do one encounter check. So as y'all are, you know you're getting closer, and you're on the lookout for that place that you came out, that at the end of that tunnel, which came out on kind of the side of a hill.
We're getting close.
In fact, it was on the south side of a hill, so you all will be able to see it coming up on it from the river. But ahead of you on the boat, make perception checks.
Over 20.
13.
Okay. So you see what looks like a large log in the river. And then on closer inspection, you see it's got little like feet and paws sticking up. And it's got a long tail. And you see its little snout sticking up. And you can see it just kind of floating across the river. And then it does this little flip turn and swims back across. And then...
Is it one of those otters that we saw?
Yep.
On the way down?
Mm-hmm.
The captain's like, oh shit. Well, we should be getting kind of close. I don't know if we should cross that thing's territory. We can try, but it'll be risky.
Really quickly, what was the animal that almost killed us in the desert? I know it's unrelated, but I just want to remember.
Is it a snake?
It was like a dragon mander or something.
Yeah, it was another salamander hybrid.
It almost killed us?
It ate one of your ostrich horses.
Oh,
Like,
that big
It was a
beetle thing.
Gillipede monster.
Is
Yeah.
a gillipede.
I
How
just
big
remember
is
the
how
leg.
big is this? How big is this like otter type
There.
creature compared to this centipede monster?
Smaller. That one was
Huge.
Yeah, that one was very large. I mean, it snatched up your ostrich horse like it was
Nothing. Yeah.
Mhm.
The ottermander is bigger than the boat.
Okay. Okay. Whoa.
Otter.
That's a huge.
It's
That's
a
huge.
yeah, it's a giant
Yeah.
ottermander.
I think, even if we were able to get past it, the damage that could potentially do to the boat and to our bison block is too risky. Captain, I'm yielding to you. I think it makes more sense to try to get out and go the rest of the way on foot. But how much longer do you think that we'd have to go till we get to this first set of mountains? Because I think just beyond those is probably near that cave tunnel entrance that we'd probably find.
Well, our projected time was to arrive mid-afternoon, and I was thinking for the other side of the town. If you're okay with the south side, we could drop you here, and it would probably take you, again, about till mid-afternoon to get to the south side. Now, we can pass the ottermander. They're not necessarily hostile. They're a bit territorial at times, but they don't just attack for no reason normally.
I'm gonna just do some thinking and see if I can remember if I know anything about how to kind of calm and soothe ottermanders. I'm gonna try to roll nature for this. So I have 17 for nature. I'm just thinking like with my I just usually work really well with animals. I feel like if we need to interact with this animal, it should be me that does it. I just trying to remember if there's anything that we can do with the boat or with our approach that will make this go easier.
A lot of water-based animals, from your experience, they do a sort of dance. Like, they do a sort of, like, meeting with one another and kind of testing the waters, so to speak. And so you feel like if you could kind of match the movements of the ottermander with either your bending or the movements of the ship or something, in order to just kind of like show it that you are in a similar frame of mind or like a similar state of being, that you might be able to have a little more luck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To kind of step out away from the game very briefly, like what sort of skills would be required to do that via boat, as opposed to obviously Arcana Chi with water bending?
So with the boat, it would take all of you like rowing to sort of match its movements.
Would that be like a dexterity thing?
I guess it would be a navigation check. Like there's navigator's tools, so I would probably put it on the captain to steer the ship, and give them like an intelligence-based skill check,
Mm-hmm.
and then maybe have it be with advantage for you all helping, something like that.
Niles kind of looks over at the captain and he's kind of like looking at her up and down again, just to get a sense of her fortitude. I mean, throughout this trip, like Niles just thinking to herself, like the captain's been the anchor that's made me feel safe and comfortable. So trying to see if she thinks that she should using insight just to gauge what she thinks about whether she should take this on or yield to the captain. Over 20 for insight. I mean, or what should I be rolling for that?
Yeah, insight's fine. The captain, like I said earlier, seems like pretty straightforward and steadfast. They don't seem nervous. They don't seem like scared. They've said that they could attempt to navigate the waters.
But I mean, something more subtle, like being able to sense this otter's movement and do something kind of natural that'll flow with it, as opposed to me as kind of like a sensitive water bending girl that can connect with animals. What sort of insight would I be getting for that comparison?
Just from what she said to this point, you don't think that she would go about it the way that you
would
think about going about it, right? Mm-hmm. You think that she would just try and like navigate, maybe stay away, like just try and kind of sail by easily without too much disturbance. But it doesn't seem like she seems open, you know. Yeah. She's not stubborn.
Yeah. And what's the captain's name again?
I don't think.
I know. I just.
She should have introduced herself as something.
That's just captain. It's just captain when we're out her ship.
Her name is Sue. Captain Sue. Okay.
Sue. Okay. So I have an idea. Something's telling me that giving some very gentle waves of water for the otter to interact with will give us the proper rapport that will let us get through these waters. Now, so I feel convicted in just doing some soft bending, but I would like to have you ready to command us to either steer out of the direction of the otter mander or to paddle much faster if things go south. Okay. What's your thoughts? Are you on board with that?
Yeah. We have a southerly wind right now, so if we need to escape, we can throw the sail up and at least have a little bit more speed getting away.
Sounds good to me. So Nas takes just like a big deep breath and, you know, is just thinking back to her ostrich horse that she left down by the water and all the other animals that she's tended to with her mother growing up, and kind of looks at the otter mander like, what's the otter mander's vibe right now? Is it scoping us out? Is it kind of just playing on its own?
It is. It definitely notices you all, and it starts to swim toward you as you approach, and as you get close, it does a little flip and splashes, and you see this huge like splash go up and then start swimming the other way.
Okay. So Nas just decides to like giggles a little bit and tries to make like a big like sort of splash with water bending to kind of do like a playful little game to see if it can match the splash or do like a more spectacular splash. And I guess I'll do like a cheat check for that. Or should I try to use a move in my arsenal?
Well, it depends. If you have one that you feel like fits, then you can use that.
I feel like the best thing that I could do... I don't really... It's been a long time since I've done these moves, so I don't really remember. I feel like my best move would be to... I guess I'll get some water up from the river and crystallize into an ice ball, and then, you know, just slam into the water and see what sort of splash I can make.
Okay. So make a charisma-based bending check. Okay.
So just normal wisdom?
Charisma and proficiency.
Oh, normal charisma. Okay. Oh, charisma, yeah. Come on. So I can't use my guidance for this. Because it's a normal check.
Guidance is normally for guiding somebody else.
Okay, so I can't use guidance for myself. Or encouragement. I can't encourage myself?
You can do it.
Like 13.
Okay.
No bless. Can't you bless?
Huh?
Can't you bless?
Well, that's what I was basically asking, if I can encourage myself, but...
Is that what it's called? Encouragement? Or...
It's encouragement and guidance. For those two types of checks. So I've been kind of cheating a lot because I use it like for really important things. I don't use it for every role, but I'll stop using it for myself.
I mean,
It's
yeah,
a
we can
cantrip?
double check the actual wording of
It's a
it. I can't
cantrip.
remember though.
It's a
Yeah,
cantrip.
in 5e, you can target yourself with guidance.
You can?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, just a little boost.
Right.
1, So 14 instead of 13.
Thanks for the lookup.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm down to remove it if it feels OP.
No, that's fine.
Because honestly, like with my wisdom and perception, like if I need to perceive something with a +6 and then guidance, if I really need to perceive something, I'm gonna perceive it.
Yeah,
Camera
there's
stuck
a good
again.
chance. Camera stuck again?
Yeah.
Oh no, my foot fell asleep too, so I can't even walk in there. Oh. I wonder, is it this? I wonder why it keeps freezing that way. I haven't been able to figure it out on that.
It's been doing it for the last few games, right?
Yeah. Oh no. Ugh. Wonder how long ago it froze.
Fortunately, like we're just sitting at a table. It's not that crazy.
Yeah.
But obviously, like you don't want it to be that way.
This is dope.
Dude, Brad's just like a really good GM. He's put so much into this world that like I think almost every time we play, it's like, man, it's late. I don't really want to play, and then next thing I know, I'm like immersed in the world, like having fun, And after playing a few of these Avatar campaigns, and now watching more like GTA role playing on Twitch and some other like streamers play games. Now I'm starting to be like, oh, okay. Like, I would always just wait for Brad to do something, and now I'm trying to like get a little more interactive with it.
Yeah.
But it's fun. And now that I'm approaching it that way, it's more fun than like instead of frustrating. Like, all right, why aren't you giving us the next thing to do?
Yeah, there's mischief to be had.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can always open up boxes.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of times you can open up boxes that weren't there. So, sometimes not.
But that's my rationale for wasting my time watching these GTA streams. I'm just, I'm learning about how to role play. That's why I'm wasting my time watching GTA.
And because it's fun.
Yeah, and 'cause it's fun, of course.
Watching streams is so fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time in college doing that. A lot of time.
Y'all have a favorite stream?
I haven't watched it in a long time, so I can't say.
I'm watching a lot of Valkyrie right now.
Valkyrie? Okay.
Yeah.
I like making
She does a lot of Among Us streams and just started doing GTA. Watched a lot of Saikuno. He started doing GTA, which is hilarious. Him playing GTA is ridiculous.
What is GTA?
Grand Theft Auto? Yeah. So they're like running around robbing people and stuff, but he's like a goofball.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I watch a lot of Among Us streams. If you ever want to watch some, I can send some to you.
Yeah. What about you? Are you a stream watcher?
I watch Crit Roll.
Yeah. I remember.
That was
I
like-
think.
That's how I started, or like I learned about D&D.
And I
I've
think.
watched the entire second campaign.
Damn. Yeah. It's a lot.
And the
But it's
last
awesome.
25 episodes of the first one.
Yeah.
I think I talked with you about this one time when you were telling me about Critical Role, but literally, I've been friends with Brad for many, many years, but the first time that you came, I guess it was the second time you came back from Turkey, and I was still living in Boston for grad school. I remember you coming back, and like, I think it was even the first night, you're like, check this out. This is Dungeons and Dragons. This is Critical Role. And I don't even understand why you showed it to me. I was like, this doesn't make any sense. It seems kind of cool, I guess. Did not know that you were showing this to me because we would be playing games. We were going to be playing
I was
games.
getting you ready.
I didn't even know.
Trap, baby.
I didn't even know. Yep.
All right. So you rolled a 14.
It's 14 now. Yeah.
Okay. So you succeed in doing what you
Plan to do.
plan to do. The Ottermander swims back your way, and you see it duck under the water like it's going to splash again, like it's gonna flip again, and it goes under the boat and like knocks the bottom of the boat and makes the boat rock.
Oh no.
And the captain's like, whoa, like everyone's like rocking back and forth. She's like, oh shit. And you look back and it's behind you, and she just yells, forward, 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 paddle! And like the three guys and let's say Lay is also paddling, like you all just start trying to book it and keep going forward. Nas, do you want to do anything in response?
Wait, is that even an aggressive move? From
Yeah,
him, or is
yeah, like so, like
just panicking?
considering that the Ottermander is bigger than the boat, was that like a playful bump? It thinks it's playing. Maybe. Am I sensing that it thinks it's playing, regardless of however we feel about it? Or is it kind of more
reading its energy? It did this first slap to kind of say like, this is my territory, and then you slapped back, and then it was like, okay, well, if you're here for it, like, and it just came in and hit your boat. Mm-hmm. So it still could go either way.
But it's kind of a game of chicken right now.
It's
a game of chicken right now.
Yeah, it's engaged with you.
Oh no! All right. Can I see the Ottermander right now?
Yeah, it's surfaced on back behind the boat and is doing kind of like a back and forth lap.
I'm trying to decide if. All right, and as we're paddling away, does it seem to be expecting? I'm just trying to get a sense. Is it expecting a return? Is it kind of seeing that we're yielding to it and we're going away, and is kind of just satisfied with its handiwork? Like what's?
So it makes one lap from bank to bank, and then back to the first bank, and then you see it duck under the water and disappear.
Okay. Well, y'all, I don't know if that left us worse off, but it seems like the boat's intact. Just do a little investigation looking for any holes or like damages.
And then you see it pop up in front of the boat flip over and splash, and it just like the whole boat just gets splashed by this huge wave. Everyone on deck is soaked.
Damn. I mean, it can swim like 3 times faster than the boat. How do we? We can't dock fast enough. We just have to keep going.
Let's keep going and see if it tries to interact with us one more time. For now, I feel like it's not trying to take our heads off. I feel like it would have already smashed the boat to pieces if it would.
Yeah.
This time it swims back and it comes beside the boat, and it just lines up beside the boat and starts like pushing it towards shore. And Captain's like, do something.
Okay.
We're gonna crash. Something's gotta happen here.
Alright, so Nas, how fast are we going?
I mean, you've stopped rowing now. It's actually probably pushing you about as fast, or maybe a little faster than you were rowing, since it's continuing swimming in the same direction, but it's just kind of like nudging into you. Okay,
so Nas is going to try to is going to try to charm. It's going to be a last attempt to charm the animal instead of intimidate it, and by what am I going to do? Nas is going to try to like just go up to the. I'll go up to the animal and just like put my hand out to it, trying to like urge it to stop, not in a menacing way, but just in a like, look, we're not here to try to take over your territory. Thought we could have fun and play. Clearly, it's not games for you in this place. We respect that, but please let us go in peace. So like I try to convey that energy to it, trying to, instead of leaning on bending, leaning on like my relationship with animals and my ability to communicate with animals.
With your tether move, can you speak with animals as well?
I don't think so. Right?
You can.
Or creatures.
I think you can tether to a creature.
Oh, really? With empathic connection?
With tether. Just your empath ability.
So what is the difference between empathic connection and tether? I thought those were just like tied to the same thing.
Empathic connection is there. It's the subclass of the empath. So it's either like connection to human spirit or connection to
animal spirit.
spirits.
Yeah, and I chose human.
Human, right? And then tether is the ability within that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have the
I'll
the document up.
What about? I want to make a spirit check.
What are you checking for?
11. Is it? I don't know. I guess has its.
Does it have a spiritual aura?
No. Has its mood changed to being like, from just peaceful to attacking or aggressive? Like, has its.
So
has its aura changed to angry?
this would be more like Arcana or Chi.
Okay.
So
It's still
It would-
11.
wisdom base, yeah. It does seem. I mean, like I said, it's engaged. Like it was a little more passive before, just kind of there, doing its thing, but also like sticking to its territory. Now it's engaged. So like, if it is mad, it's on you, you know. But you can't quite tell still if it's like trying to destroy you or if it's just kind of
Letting us know that we're in its space.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be pushing us out.
It could be, but look, Leia, I'm gonna try one more time to interface with this Ottermander well. I got a good vibe at the start. Maybe it would have been better to be a little more subtle. It was being playful, so I wanted to be. And sometimes you just can't play with fire, even if we're in the water.
There was a miscommunication for sure on its part.
Oh, I'm not trying to. We're not blaming the Ottermander. When in Rome, the emperor's right.
I disagree.
The captain says, "Me too," but enough about that. You can tether to a creature.
Okay, so like since it's right next to us, like I run up to that side of the boat and I stare directly into the Ottermander's eyes if it's looking at me. Otherwise, I'll just like kind of just try to look towards its face and kind of reach my hand out, and then just try to communicate. Look, we're trying to make it back to our people. They're further up. We understand that this is your lands and your waters. We honor and respect that, but please let us go in peace. This is a vital journey for us.
So make an animal handling check.
Please.
It doesn't.
Please.
It doesn't speak human language, but it does.
But I have body language, right?
It hears the tone in your voice, and it's recognizing your plead. And it backs off of the boat and cruises alongside of you. It gets outside of 30 feet from you, Nas, so the tether would break. But you successfully communicated with it, and it at least seems like it's not being hostile to you anymore.
It's gonna ram us.
Lay, I think we're good. Let's not provoke it again. That's my bad, y'all. I misread that one. Usually I think I'm the animal whisperer and I just get a little overconfident sometimes.
So it flips one last time and you see a big splash and then it starts swimming back toward. You've passed through where its main territory was, so it starts swimming back to where it was.
Maybe it was showing dominance for us to screw off. And
it could have been that. I think maybe it was never its intention to hurt us so long as we didn't provoke it. It's hard to say that if we just sailed past, if that would have offended the animal more. But at least we made it out in one piece.
So Sue speaks up and says, "It's been kind of crazy. If an animal was normally timid, now it's not shy. If it were normally passive or complacent, now it seems like it's a bit aggressive. If it were aggressive, now it's violent. And the violent ones are just wild. So I don't know what's going on, but it seems like animals in the Earth Kingdom have just turned everything up a notch within the last probably 2 years.
Has there been something in how the Yuan have governed that's disrupted the life of the animals in terms of like mining or?
It's not just the Yuan, it's everywhere. Everywhere up and down this river that I go, it seems the same. Even those hippomanders that we saw earlier, they would normally pay no attention to anything passing by. Now they actually respond.
But what I mean is, like, has there been, like, in just living through and traveling these waters and walking through these towns, has there been like increased logging? Have they been clearing, forest lands? Like what's the sense of the growth and expansiveness of the building in this region?
It depends on where you are. I mean, in that desert back there, nothing's going on. But I don't know if you all saw those guards and that presumably wealthy noble, but
surveying land.
It looked to me like they were surveying. It looked like in a lot of
speculators.
places, earthbenders have been commissioned to go and just completely reshape the land to what they want it to be. In some places it's for farming. Well, most places it's for farming. But they're just completely changing the shape of the land.
Yeah, there's a lot of money to be made for these speculators. There's no doubt about that. So it would make sense if the spirits of this land aren't taking too kindly to humans, at least on baseline. We have to show our mettle and our worth to be in their spaces and reap their benefits.
I wonder why changing the land would affect the animals along the waterway.
It's really just, the old way for a long time in the Earth Nation has been to live with the land and to accept nature's way. And starting with this last King Shu, it seems like he's not here to live with the land. He's here to turn it into his land.
Empire.
And whether it affects the animals directly or not, they're not happy about it. Some of them have been affected in direct ways, like seeing their habitats destroyed or seeing their food supply go down. But others, the spirit of nature pervades through all. So when there's discord in one area, there's discord in another.
I didn't, you've been keeping strictly to business, but I appreciate your spiritual inclinations. I'm not surprised as a captain that you would be sensitive to these levels of reality as well.
I keep my ear to the ground, so to speak.
What's so funny, Lay?
I'll keep it to myself.
You didn't keep your giggle to yourself.
Yeah, you did a good thing for us, so I don't want to make fun of you.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Lay. Sometimes with, poise, you can keep that giggle to yourself if you don't want to make fun of me. I still feel like without the joke, I can still get the heat.
Good.
Alright, so now I know. Alright, I would spar you if you weren't so powerful. So now I know that you're completely talking BS when you say that you don't want me to know. I appreciate that, Lay.
You're welcome.
Alright, so after the encounter with the Ottermander and the exchange of words between Nas and Lay, you all do see it's a large hill. It's sort of like a headland along this river where it just kind of like comes down off the mountain, and it's sort of like a ridge that makes a bend in the river. And you see the spot where sort of hidden behind a boulder where the tunnel should come out.
There it is. Let's go.
There it is. Finally. We made it. Thanks, Captain. Thanks, crew.
Now that sounds like the lay I know.
So you all pull up on the shore, and it's a straightforward walk to the entrance of the tunnel.
Mm-hmm. So by this is the 13th day now, or the 14th day since leaving.
I think the
Sounds
12th.
like it's taken.
The 12th. So we left on the 11th. We left the bottom of this whatever the twin town on the 11th, right? And it was a 3-day journey to get up here, or did we leave here after a week?
I don't remember. I haven't been keeping track of the days exactly. It should have been right around 2 weeks, though. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Last time I actually
Because we said that the
Yeah,
journey
last
would
time
be
we talked
2
about
weeks.
this,
Yeah.
It was about. We
We were
behind
past 10
schedule.
days just to get to here, so I think
Right.
that we should be close to 2 weeks here, which would be good because I think Mama Zuma said that after at around 2 weeks there'd be people waiting, and
Mhm.
that boy would be waiting in the tunnels.
I think we.
You think we're about on schedule?
Yeah, give
Yeah.
or take 1 or 2 days.
Days,
you
yeah,
know,
we're
I
doing
should
good
expect.
considering all the pit stops that we had.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with what we did. Mama Zuma did not tell us that this was going to be a potentially life-threatening journey.
No.
We probably should have known better, knowing Mama Zuma. But
Yeah.
yeah,
All lessons learned.
but I kind of had fun in a weird way.
Never
You-
trust the old woman who lives underground with a bunch of kids.
Yeah, thought I would have learned that lesson back in the swamp with
Mm.
Ichabod.
That's true. These Earth people always got.
Your people? You're prejudiced against your own people, Way? Is it just because you lost your bending?
You didn't hear
You're
what I
just
said
taking it-
yet.
You're just taking it out against your own people?
I was going to say, we always have something up our sleeve.
Nas and Lay just kind of share a moment. Just happy to get off the boat. Maybe Lay a little bit more, because I'm always in my element
Yeah, I
along
like
the
to.
water.
I like to get up back to the land.
Yeah.
Went like water for so long.
Yeah. So.
So you're where the cave entrance is. The cave is closed.
Okay.
That's
But
about it.
before that, give our thanks to each of the boys and to the captain. I'm assuming that you all are gonna head on your way back south.
Back to the Twin River City.
How you?
But
never mind.
we still have Sue, right?
No, we have Chun.
Or Chung.
Chun didn't make
Chun.
a peep. Her baby's okay.
Yep.
Sue is the captain. Captain Sue.
Yeah. Silent baby.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Yeah.
She was sad. Baby was silent.
Yeah, she's just going through it. Come on, Chun.
Is this? I thought you were taking me to a town.
We're really close. Once we make it through this pass, we'll be entering to the village.
I don't see a pass.
Well, this is where we're a little bit stuck. We have so
We gotta. Is this the pass?
that's
No,
the
we gotta walk
town.
up there.
That's the town. This is from a previous journey where you remember you almost died up here paralyzed and I had to carry you back. You remember that, Lay?
Okay, yeah, I do. Remember.
After all the jokes, all the times I've saved you and healed you. So here we're over at we're probably a little more down here, and we need to get through this underground path. But
I had to bring it up.
look, just make sure you remember because it seems like you
In front
forgot.
of Chun? I mean,
Wait,
Chun and her
look,
baby?
you're right. We have to stay calm for the baby and for her as well.
Yeah.
Look, we're a good team. So, Nas is kind of looking at the bison block and looking at the blocked entrance, and is trying to assess if it makes sense to see if we can coax this bison block into enough of a fury to ram through this, and if it even work.
I don't know what this would be. Hey. I mean, you know what the tunnel wall looks like.
Don't we
You
just
saw
have to find
you
it?
saw Lee close it. And you know, well, make a survival check.
Or
Let's see if
camp.
you know the exact location.
Natural 20.
Lay
I got a 2.
Slaying it.
I got a 2. So.
Lay uses
yeah.
that past earthbending knowledge and knows exactly where it was, even though she can't open it.
Yeah. See, it's right there. We just have to wait.
Yeah, just sit
So-
tight.
Yeah,
Well,
I think
we're
that
looking really conspicuous with the spicing box, so I don't know. Hopefully they open it up soon. If anyone comes, we're toast.
we could camp nearby, leave a sign. I don't know if setting a fire that has smoke, they would know, and so would anybody else. But I think leaving a symbol or something.
Make a perception check.
Over 20.
Alright, Nas. Lay is mentioning leaving symbols, and you look on the wall and you see a set of 3 symbols drawn on the wall.
What do
Okay.
they look like? Can you draw it on the board?
Yeah. I'm gonna make them up on the board. So they're carved into the
best.
rock. One of them looks like that. Can you see that? Do I need to
Mhm.
draw it better?
No, I see.
The circle that next to it.
It's got an arrow and then a slash through it.
Okay.
Actually, let me change this.
It looks like this is probably the instructions on how to open up this pass. I don't know if it requires bending that we don't have, but yeah. Wait, what are you thinking, Liz?
Maybe it's landmarks or a different way to go to get into the tunnel pass. I
To
don't
me,
know.
it seems like it's a way to turn this this closed off face for it to roll away.
Okay, Chun.
I
do
could be
you-
wrong about that.
Chun, what do you think?
I've never seen markings like this before.
Do you have any bending experience, Chun?
Non-earthbender.
You look back and the boat is also still on the shore.
Yeah. Alright, so Nas kind of like really quick, like runs back over to the boat and is it Sue? I forgot again. Sue, boys. One last favor to ask of you before you set off.
What's up?
Are any of you earthbenders?
No.
No.
Well, come read this
Yeah.
wall real quick.
Maybe it's maybe some parting help. Maybe helping us see if you can help us decipher this. I think this is our key to get into the pass. We know this is where we need to be.
Make a perception check, Lay.
Hey, unnatural 20.
Damn. One of the boys whispers to the other one, she can't read.
What?
Well, if you can, please tell us what it.
I can read common. I have a formal education.
Oh.
Well, I can
Backs off.
read common. Like what is that?
Oh, I don't know. It just sounded like you said you couldn't read the thing that you want to read.
I
yeah.
can't read that.
Yeah, jokes. Yeah.
What did you need to read?
And then
This is the second one. Steps up. And it's
I
like,
point on the wall where I pointed before. Do you know what that says?
can we go over there?
What's Nico doing?
Oh, like they're still by the boat? Yeah, come
Yeah.
on.
Like a little cough or something.
Or I'll write it on something. It's just
The
scribbles.
the second one looks at it and it's
I'll
like,
write it in the sand
oh,
on the shore.
yeah. This is a code. We use something similar like
Nico
to
likes
this
you, Craig.
in the city.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes when you do underground work, you gotta have a way to communicate with people that isn't so easily read. The one on the left means the circle with an arrow is a passageway, and then the cross means it's blocked.
Go around.
The second one is the circle with the dot usually means a guarded location, and then again the slash means don't go. And then the third one is just a bypass signal to say you need to find another way.
Damn. Well, grateful that you're here to share that. And wait, I kind of blinked out for a second. That's just where does this knowledge base come from? That's just from knowing trades and doing roots.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times, you know, we do work that we wouldn't want certain people to know about. So we've come up with our own little code, you know, sort of a cant, if you will.
Okay.
Thieves.
Well,
Shit.
our job just got a whole lot harder, but that's not for you all to figure out. That's for us. Thank you so much.
What time of day is it?
Still, I would say early
Nico's
afternoon.
the best.
The captain says, well, we were planning to drop you mid-afternoon.
Probably rogue skill.
If you want, we can still take you further. I don't know if it would help you at all, but
I guess the one issue is getting further into town. We run the risk of, unloading a bison block in front of Earth Nation guards. There's no way that's going to end up well for us.
Well, they did suggest that we go around, so
Or at least find another way,
yeah.
more generally. The thing is, I don't really know these lands
I
too
think
well.
I
Maybe
thought they would refer to the river for going around. They probably give another symbol. If it's not this pass, then I say we stick to the land.
let's look at this map really quick and see if
Okay.
we can map out another pathway.
Movie recording has been stopped automatically. Ooh. Oh, it's back. It's good.
Random.
Brad, what does a bison block look like?
I'll show you. You know what a bison looks like.
Yeah.
So I'll show you a picture of a Jim's Bach, which is the other half of it. It's basically like a pretty bulky pack animal, woolly, and then it's got the Jim's Bach horns. So basically just a big beefy pack animal.
Yeah.
Some cool colorations.
So, Nasna or Lay and I are just like looking at the map and trying to see if based on like just our understanding of terrain, if we can find a way that makes sense to haul a wife and kid, a bison bok, and us into town without, people knowing.
Make survival checks.
Heck of a survival check right here.
18.
Damn. Okay. Maybe we'll see what comes out of that. Yeah, but not as good. 12.
So these maps are
15.
do well enough.
Teen average.
No, we'll take the higher roll. Give,
Sweet.
Yeah, you just take the lead, Lay. If you know, you know.
you know?
Fair enough.
You know.
Alright, so
Trying to lower our rolls? Like, what are you doing?
No, I was trying to raise yours.
Yeah, but you lower it. Let's take the highest. You know? Like, what are you doing?
alright, so if that's the river, you remember the town was kind of shaped generally something like this, with the estate up here and then sort of the upper ring, and then the lower area where Montezuma is situated over in here somewhere, and then these are all plains, and then you all will be coming in on this river, or you're coming in over here. So that tunnel that you were going to take, basically y'all are kind of over here somewhere. There is a road that goes out of town. Actually, it would be further up. Well, this is fine. Here, and kind of goes out this way, and then heads behind. Let's extend this hill like this. Behind this hill, and down and around. And you all went into a tunnel here, kind of went dipped down, and then came through here. Lay, so you know that there's a road that goes in up here, and that's the main access point from the south. Otherwise, you're looking at like a mountain here, basically, and then another one out here. And you don't really know of any way to bypass this. And then up here, this is all a pretty tall mountain ridge, so that would be tough to get a bison balk over. Lay, you remember that there's a river, a smaller river, on this side of town that heads out that way, which is where you all went on the first trip
Right.
to go and get the first set of ingredients. And then going back to our very first game, the first way that you entered the town was via a set of tunnels that led straight into Momozuma's
Right.
house, and you all were somewhere in this general northern area, in sort of like the forest on the other side, on like some hilly mountainous terrain over here.
What if we go, one of us goes into town to find one of those kids, and then they're able to tunnel us from our current position?
You know, that's probably our best option. It'd still be a little bit of a risky venture, knowing that we were masked, so there's a chance that they wouldn't know who we were. But at the same time, if the secret pathway is blocked off and is guarded, it kind of gives me like and I kind of want the cosmic beings, any sort of god or dungeon master, if you will, to hear this. But I'll say it for now.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that there's already some like. I am worried that there's already guards that might be privy to whatever plans that Momozuma has, and that's why the normal pathways aren't accessible to us. So I feel like if one of us is to go, Lay, it should be you, as you know, when it comes to actually sneaking around and being stealthy, I am not one that can do that so well. And with my green eyes and green hair, you know, I kind of stick out like a sore thumb. So I could stay with the bison bok and Chun and her little one here, if you can potentially sneak in and see if you can find Mama Zoom in the city. But I am worried that even if you cross the main pathway in, if the secret pathway is being guarded right now by people that may be privy to the plan, the main entranceway is probably going to be there will be some surveillance on that area as well. So I suggest even entering into the city, trying to stealth in.
Well, that may be more time consuming, I want to say, than we have to, we may not have to do it like that. If we go by the river up, we might be able to get to the hideout undisturbed.
You mean like where Mama Zuma lives?
Mm-hmm.
Going back into the main river pathway, going up north ahead of it, and then entering in from...
Yeah, if we just go a little further,
the east?
because if we go upriver, right, we know that they're located on this east side. So rather than having to go through a potentially guarded city, we take the river and go to the general location where their camp is.
Well, this is going to have to be a discussion that we have with the people on the boat. How many gold pieces do you still have?
I have enough.
How many do you have? You're the one that paid for everything. If anything, I should have more gold than you, right?
How much did we spend? I think you paid.
Did I pay?
Yeah.
It was 10. You still owe Jimbo, the Aaron runner, 5. I'm pretty sure you paid him 5.
Yeah, you said 5 up
And
front
you said
and 5.
You'd pay 5 at the end.
So I didn't... Oh, like once we got there? I assumed that I paid him the other 5 once we actually got the boat.
That's fine, as long as you...
I don't remember if I actually did that. Okay, wait. So I didn't actually write down that I paid for that. So if you didn't pay for it, I guess I did. And then I'm out of gold.
I have gold.
How much do you have?
Over 10.
Okay, then I'm assuming that I have 0 then. I'm guessing that I paid for it because I had exactly 10 gold. So
I mean, I've spent silver like this whole trip, so.
Okay. Well, I'm happy if that's the truth. But I'm just going to preemptively put myself at 0. I thought that you paid, but maybe I paid.
No,
I thought I had gold in my pockets. I guess I have none.
Yeah, I for sure
What
remember.
was that jingling earlier?
I definitely remember.
Or else, how did we get this boat?
You paid half before and then half later because you wanted to like ensure that you could trust.
Yeah, I guess I was the one that did say that, so I guess I paid.
Something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense, Lay.
Yeah, let's go back to the boat.
Yeah, I gotta
can
go.
definitely-
Well, see, try to convince them. I need to just take a leak in this bush over here.
All right. I guess that's our plan. Yeah, I want to go back to Sue and ask her if she could take us upriver a little bit, and I'll point out like where Mama Zuma's camp is. Is this like, I'm having a hard time understanding it, but is it?
To the right is north. I don't know if that helps.
Okay.
What I can give like a general overview again.
But I mean, I'm pretty sure it was mountainous territory. Like the river's
Right.
it's not right there.
Yeah. So
Like everything that's
this
here and up is like.
this is all mountainous. Like this is
Above
all
ground.
elevated, and then
Yeah.
this is all elevated,
Yeah.
and then this is slightly elevated. This is high up, and then this is all low ground, where they do all the wheat farming. So this is like a little valley. This little river comes through here, and adds to it. So there's like a, I mean, this is obviously isn't all elevated since there's a river that goes through. But like, imagine just kind of like a mountain pass over here, and then this is all sort of mountainous or hilly, and then same thing up here, and then same thing going this way. And then you're kind of on another little like low bank over here, looking into this wall.
Okay. Well, yeah, I want to go back to the boat and see if they can take us out further to Mom Zuma's camp for sure.
Sue says, "How much further do you think it'll be? A day? 2 days? What are you looking at?"
I think less than a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you actually know that, Lay? Nas says from the bush.
Well, I don't. I mean, I would guess it doesn't take us a day to get from Momozuma's camp to the road on the other side of the city.
Check the map just to be sure. I don't want to be in a predicament. Can you just double check the map?
Do a survival check.
All right. Come on. Critical fail. I just looked at it.
Looking at the map now, you're like, wait, maybe it will be more than
No, I
a
was like
day.
pulling up her little like pants or whatever she's wearing. Let me read that map. You were able to find this. You were able to remember all this, but you don't know how to read how long it takes.
History is different.
Natural
Oh,
20.
come on.
It'll take.
Made it harder just to stunt. Wow.
It'll take 2 hours and
I knew it was less than a day.
16 minutes to get to where you want to go.
Okay.
Lay, you do it. Lay, you're so smart, Lay.
Yeah, well, that's the plan. We want to go. It'll definitely be less than a day.
Okay.
We'll get there in a couple hours, actually.
Let's load it back up.
Sweet. I beckon the Bison Bach and Chun back onto the boat.
Chun follows. Make an animal handling check for the bison box.
Let's go.
Lay, you're getting better with animals.
Unnatural 20. I guess so.
Cool.
Damn, y'all been slaying it on his 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was a
Good
good
on
game.
This is rare.
The last game we
This is
played,
rare.
we were critical failing all over the place. Well, it should have been an easy journey. It was horrible. I mean, it was the one before last. I don't remember which.
Yeah, we've had some bad days.
We've had some bad days. That's why I don't roll in this box. The last time I had a horrible day, I'm superstitious. Like,
Yeah.
I got like 3 critical fails that day. I've never used this damn box again. I don't know.
Gotta make your. Maybe. Yeah, what's the best container to get the most crits off of?
I'm using my paper. My paper.
The paper
Today,
bag?
I've been good. I've been good today. I'm just trying to roll softly and not make so it doesn't make too much noise.
Yeah. So you all load back onto the boat and start heading north again, and you row within view of the city. You first see the fields in front of you, and then come to a point where you can see more of what's up on the upper hill. Make perception checks.
Well, after all that talk, 9.
7.
Yeah, the town looks like it looked when you left.
Oh no. That doesn't seem right based on that message. I was assuming that there'd be guards everywhere.
Does Sue have a telescope?
No.
No telescope?
Binoculars?
You made Sue laugh though.
Wait, what? What's the? Isn't that a telescope?
Telescope?
No, yeah, it's a periscope.
This is a
Telescope
periscope?
is like your.
Periscope's like a submarine.
Looking up.
Is it? Is it the
Yeah,
one that
this
goes up? What's
Hmm.
the?
You just need
Oh,
binoculars.
it's a spyglass.
Like we
right?
just need like
Yeah,
we
it's
just need
all
some like
spyglass.
binoculars. Or, we're not looking for Mars up there, you know.
You know what I'm saying?
It does telescope though. I guess it could be a telescope.
Yeah,
I
it's a little
swear
one.
it's a telescope.
All right, Lay. You know it. You're the one that got us this way. You know it's best.
You're turning into me.
You know, we just rub off on each other. Way I used to be a meek and friendly person, and I got all of your sass and snark. Just took it all from you.
I like it.
I don't.
Out of context, has Nas ever been a meek and
She was supposed to be, but like
No, she's always been pretending.
only before the game started?
But the problem is that I've been with Lay since the beginning.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Maybe you'd be pure if you never met me.
probably could have been better off. Just the days before I was on the road, I was a different gal.
You had your mom. Yep.
Forgive and forget.
Yeah.
Nas, forgive and forget.
There are a lot of people still working in the fields
Okay.
from your 7 and 9. You can see.
Well, I guess
So
we
you
just gotta keep on going, I guess.
It doesn't look like you would go unnoticed if you pulled up.
Wait, it doesn't look like we go in this?
It doesn't look like you would go unnoticed. You would likely be seen if you pull up on the town.
Well, I thought that this pathway was going to take us around to an entryway into just directly to Mama Zuma's place.
So you don't necessarily know where that entrance was. You remember like
It's in that general area.
yeah, you remember Lee like pushed a rock out of the way and you all hopped in and
Right, it's just a rock and all.
yeah, and
Yeah.
he saved you from the grizzly wolves, but
But that's still. So. My memory of that encounter, we weren't quite in town. We were just running away from grizzly wolves.
True.
Yep.
So if we go down that pathway, we wouldn't be going into town per se. Is that not accurate?
So, are you asking where we started with the grizzly wolves up until maybe the can?
I basically am asking if we continue along this river to, I guess, the most recent drop-off point and walk in the general direction of this map, shouldn't we be not interfacing with the town and normal townspeople?
Yeah.
I feel like that's just our best bet. And, you know, maybe by some stroke of luck, Mama Zuma or one of the kids will still be in and around that pathway since they saw us there last time.
So if that's the plan, Sue like brings you around and drops you off on
Still laughing?
on the bank on the other side, on the north side of the town.
I want to give her another gold.
Damn, a whole gold coin for just an extra hour?
Yeah, she went out of her way. She's been kind to us. We made it safely.
That's like a tip. That's cool. I respect that.
That wasn't necessary, but it is appreciated. And I feel like that's how people should treat one another out here. So
I hope that if we ever have to travel, not even to smuggle something, that we meet again.
I can say the same.
And you need to get a telescope.
I'll use that gold for my own.
Okay.
Wow. I'm really appreciating that tenderness there, Lay. So it seems like maybe I'm not as meek as I thought, and you're more meek than you might have remembered.
Do good things, you ought to get rewarded.
I respect that.
That's why you'll never get a gold from me.
All right, Lay.
Only
I know.
insults.
I feel like saving your life like 3 to 4, maybe even 5 or 6 times would constitute that, but you know, just keep on making jokes about my dead mom.
Ouch. That
Sorry,
hurt.
it says ouch is right.
Ouch.
Well, I hope you can find us a way into that town. It looked pretty nice.
We're hopeful. I mean, admittedly, this is somewhat of a shot in the dark, but at the same time, if we were saved here once, I just have a good feeling we'll be saved here again. I mean, that's the bare facts of our situation, you know.
That's true. I was laughing at something else.
I'm not even entertaining it this time.
It's about you.
Okay.
I was thinking of the worst thing that could happen to us right now. That would be to get captured. Then all this time would be wasted.
True.
We
I
could
mean, to be so
travel
close.
Almost dying
Yeah.
multiple times. Drinking cactus juice all for nothing.
Wait, the cactus juice was a glorious moment. I don't know why you'd put that in there.
Well, from the city from the place we got it from, it's pretty wild.
Oh yeah, that was a squalor if
was
there
a-
ever was one.
It was an interesting side part. Made some new friends. I got a bow and arrow. It's been a nice little trip, but we weren't fully
But-
informed, and if we died, it would be pretty funny. So So.
Yeah, I guess laughing at the prospect would be one way of looking at it.
I hope we don't.
Me too, Lay.
late afternoon at this point, and you don't really have a path in front of you. You just kind of actually there would be paths. There are probably like
We were following a path when we got attacked by that spirit originally, right?
yeah, there are make nature checks.
This is my roll.
Nice roll.
Just gotta wait for it to spin out.
What if it keeps spinning forever?
I got
Good.
a 14.
Whoa.
Yeah, Gino can really spin it.
Over 20.
Killing it.
So these are woolly pig paths.
Wait, let's think about that pig spirit that attacked us before. Wasn't it a pig spirit? Remember when Mama Zuma's first saved us? We got attacked by some sort of spirit. Was it a pig spirit? Was it some other? I'm trying to recall my memory. Probably just don't.
Wasn't it a grizzly something?
Maybe it was a grizzly bear, but I thought it might have been some sort of like hog type creature. But maybe I was wrong. Boar type creature.
Nope, grizzly wolf.
It was a grizzly wolf. Oh yeah, that's definitely not a pig.
No.
Yeah.
This is a
Other
new one for
Princess
me.
Mononoke spirit.
Woolly, what's it called? Woolly pig?
A woolly pig. It's a cross between a sheep and a pig.
Okay.
It's not a big path.
Yeah. So how's the bison bot getting through that path? Is it just like completely destroying the path as it's walking?
It'll be tight. It's like it kind of winds up the hill, or like winds up and then splits off and goes either direction.
What's our cover in going up this hill? Like, is basically
not a lot.
not a lot or none. Like, is there would someone that's just like looking generally in the distance just see us walking with this bison
Yeah, they
bot?
could see you if they. I mean, right now you're on the other side of a pretty large hill from the town. But if they were on the same side of the hill as you, they could see you.
For sure.
There's like it goes from grassy or on the sides of the riverbanks, up to like more bushy as you get further up toward the more elevated mountain parts, and then into forest as you really start to climb up in.
Okay, but it's not really a path where we're gonna stumble. We're not expecting to stumble upon someone and have to make some drastic
It doesn't look like a traveler's path. It's an animal path.
paths.
So.
Yeah.
What's the point of that? The clouds that we saw when we were coming up in the ship.
It's just something we noticed, right? Yeah.
I was asking out of game.
So it's just
I
something we
can tell
noticed,
you
right?
out of game. It's just to like remind you that those sandstorms were happening and were like a potential threat in that region.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't catch you. They didn't make it to you, but
Word.
they're there. They're something to be aware of.
Okay.
Okay, so which direction are you all heading on these paths? They kind of wind in and out of the hills and up and down. And what general direction are you taking?
So basically, on our map orientation, we're just like going up this thing and like just hoping to see something that's going to lead us towards here, basically.
Kind of, yeah.
I mean, other than the woolly pigs, am I noticing any signs of human activity? I rolled a 14.
And just looking at the paths, like what are there sort of like distinct directions that we can go that kind of stand out?
Yeah, I mean, one just kind of wraps around where the river bend is, but up off the river a little ways. So it would like lead you kind of onto the slope that Momozuma's house is on, a bay higher up. Another leads back inland, away from the river, and then one kind of zigzags down the north side of the hill, and then you can see it kind of also cut back inland.
And going inland would just be going closer to town, pretty much, right?
So inland would be up from that,
Okay.
whereas the town would be left.
Left. Okay. I mean, it seems like staying along the bank and trying to make it to that slope seems like the way that makes the most sense to me in terms of getting towards what could potentially be Momozuma's house. I don't know what
Okay.
you're thinking.
Let's pursue it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not feeling too great about that call, but it's just the call that seems to make the most sense to me.
Well, I'm just glad we made it. Now it's just a matter of finding them. So yeah, I'll try. Let's try. Try anything.
Alright, so you all start heading east and come kind of down and around. You get a nice view of the river and a nice view out over the plains on the other side of the river as well, which are also a bit hilly. You can see a lot of like terraced farmland that's out there from this heightened point of view. And then when you come around the bend and you slowly come around this bend and reveal like more of a view of the town, starting with the fields. You see kind of like the docks that are down there, which they don't represent much. It's pretty, pretty minimal.
So now it's kind of looks over to it like, look, this was obviously a foolish mistake. This is not. I don't know what I was thinking. Like, we should not be trying to be so conspicuous going to town. Let's try to just run away as fast as we can, and just go inland. Try to keep the bison bok safely in there, and then try to sneak back in as just normal people, and see if we can find someone that can lead us to Momozuma.
Do you still want me to go?
Maybe this is a chance for us to split off. I mean, like, I can take the bison bok back into the woods. You see if you can go into town and maybe stealthily find someone that can take you to Momozuma. If you want to split up, I think that could be a good way.
Yeah, let's do that. Well, what are we finding here? No sign of them?
No sign of anyone. You just start to see the town and see that you'd be pretty exposed coming around this bend.
Okay.
Make an animal handling check. The bison bok is kind of struggling to walk on this small path and is not like enjoying cooperating with you all.
13.
Over 20.
So it starts to like stamp its feet, and how do you calm it down or deal with it?
I'm just rubbing it down, trying to make it feel calm and happy, and not giving it like a whole bunch of sleep herbs, but just a little bit, maybe burn a little bit and wave the scent, just to get it to be a little more sedated while trying to push it urge it along.
Yeah, and I wanted to go into town then.
Okay.
With common clothes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. So
Actually, I mean, I have to take off my armor. Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what my AC is then. Whatever. It's +1. What's your natural AC without armor?
10 plus your dexterity, I believe.
So 12.
Damn. So wait, you're with armor. You have like ridiculous, right? Isn't your armor like amazing? What's your usual armor class?
Whatever the +5 is.
How did you get +5 armor, by the way? Is that just fighter stuff?
I don't know. What armor do you have?
Well, my armor class is 17, and so without it,
I mean, that's what.
Probably
I have
chainmail
+1.
armor.
But like, how did you get that? Because I just started with, you know, the
Probably
basic
chainmail,
like leather. But is it because you're a fighter? that
fighters
you get?
start with
yeah.
chainmail and leather,
Okay.
Every class has their own
The
starting
option.
equipment.
and I don't think I got better armor in the last campaign.
Yeah, it would have been the same or similar. I mean, you were like a sorcerer or wizard in the last one, so you would
Oh,
have
true,
worse
true.
armor.
Yeah, well, shit.
Um,
Thank God I'm a fighter. I like the magic, but not being a weak, armorless. Not a glass cannon.
yeah, just kidding.
Yeah, I used to be able to destroy and lay, and now, you know, like even though you don't have bending, I'm kind of afraid to spar with you now.
You're
But
not
good
much
luck.
of a fighter anymore.
Yeah, good luck, Lay.
Thanks.
So Nas, what are you doing during this time?
I'm leading the bison bok back into along the other whatever pig trail, sheep pig trail into in towards the woods, and just trying to find, you know, we figured that if Lay, I'll try to make little like markings that Lay would probably take note of, even though we didn't discuss beforehand along the way.
I would definitely remember the symbols from the wall.
Yeah.
So if you wrote anything reminiscent of that.
And just leading,
Yeah.
just trying to find like understanding that a bison bok in a forest is ridiculous, but we're just gonna sit tight and wait and hope that Lay can find something and then find us and then have a better plan on how to get into the town.
Okay. Lay, do you want to make a stealth check? It all comes down to this.
God.
You're gonna get caught or not?
Well, 11.
Okay. So you come into town pretty inconspicuously. Just wearing normal clothes, walking in the open, on the side of a hill where you're plainly visible. And where are you going?
Where am I here?
On, like, see where I drew the rectangle for Mamazuma?
Yeah.
You're like down close to the water and then in a little bit and then up a hill, probably 100 feet, maybe 80.
I want to go to, wasn't there a market?
Yeah, that's way up on the top.
I mean, well, first I just want to look around and see if I see anyone I recognize.
Okay, make a perception check.
Yeah. 8.
You see like the same sort of crowd of commoners in the fields that were working when you left. You see, you don't see anybody in particular that you recognize, but you definitely like recognize the landscape, and maybe at a closer glance or like a closer look, you would be able to find somebody. Or
Okay.
something.
Yeah, I want to speak with somebody and ask them, what was that kid's name?
Lee.
If they've seen Lee recently.
Okay. So you're gonna go down into the fields.
Oh, I have to go to the fields to speak with people I recognize? Or the
There.
city?
So
I was headed into the city.
there would be a couple like dwellings kind of up on these hills. So let me just kind of point for you. So you're like here.
Mm-hmm.
If this is the ridge of the hill, you guys started out here and kind of came up and around. Now you're heading in over here. There are a number of like dwellings built into the side walls of this hill, and these paths, I mean, eventually it goes from like an animal path to down here. It's a little more well trafficked, and you see like there are some stairs built and things. There's no path that goes directly along this hill over to the market, which is in this area.
Okay.
Because there's this river in between. So in order to go there, you would have to come down. The river goes all the way through the town, like this. And then the main road up into the market goes like this. And then there's sort of like a grid pattern of walking paths in here
Okay.
that split up the fields. And yeah, like I said, you might see like a person or two walking along these paths, but there are not that many. Most of them are either in their homes or the vast majority are in the fields.
All right. Then I just want to ask someone I recognize in the field.
Okay, so
Or no, in the house. You said I was by the house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you cross like maybe 60-year-old woman who's just kind of hauling a bucket of water up to her house. Yes. Thanks, Dan. She's just hauling a bucket up to her house.
Hey, how's it going? Can I help you out with that bucket?
I can carry this bucket just fine.
Okay. Have you seen Lee or Mama Zuma?
Mama Zuma should be in the fields.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
And then I go down to the field.
Make a perception from here. Mama Zuma's pretty big, so you should be able to see her if she's there.
7.
6'2".
Big girl?
7.
Yeah, you don't see her.
I'm just wandering in the field, walking across it.
With your 7, you don't see Mama Zuma, but you see some guards heckling and berating and bullying some of the townspeople.
Alright, I'm just gonna focus on the mission. Keep looking for a Mama Zuma. The guards are just being guards like they were the last time. Okay, 17.
Okay. Where's Mama Zuma?
Making her way towards the guards, not to go break up the fight.
There she is.
Found her.
Mama Zuma, we're back.
Okay, and then once she sees that Lay's back, she goes around the guards and just leaves them be.
Yeah, you hear you smelly rats and dirty dog.
Just smile.
I'm so glad that you're back, that you're safe. It's a lot longer than I was anticipating.
You didn't
I'm
tell us
sorry.
everything that was down there.
There's no way for me to know. It was just, I just told y'all what I was told in that note from my old business partner.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, you should write him a letter back and tell him that.
Oh, he's
the next
dead.
favor you do. Damn. We'll contact him in the spirit realm and let him know.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
make sure to do that right after we liberate this town.
Sounds good.
So
But
did you
yeah,
have the bison bug? Yeah.
Yeah, I want to show. Do you have a map on you?
Oh yeah, I always carry a map on me.
Great. Yeah.
I always carry a local map.
Okay. I'll show Mama Zuma where we are, and we made a new friend.
Okay.
Well, a couple, but this one has a baby. The mother's name is Chun,
Oh,
and her kid doesn't make a peep.
excellent.
Yeah, she's a sensitive woman.
Well, she can stay with me and the kids.
Okay.
All right.
She'd like that.
Let's head back. Yeah. Let's go meet her and let's go see this bison buck.
Let's go. Okay. We're not far from your camp. Yeah.
So I would assume that you take the tunnels that go under the hill.
I
Fastest
can
route
bend,
through.
so I open them up.
Yep.
All right, let's go.
Yes, you can.
Make survival checks. Let's see what you roll together.
Never not have some retort.
3.
Always.
13, I think, plus 3, so 16.
I'm gonna believe you're still whatever.
Oh, 17.
Okay, yeah, Lay can't figure out where she came from or where you all need to go, but Mama Zuma, you take the two of you to the other side of this hill and just kind of pop out on the other side where one of those sheep paths are, the woolly sheep or the woolly pig paths.
Okay.
And Naz, where are you and into the forest?
Yeah, so didn't think too much about being specific. Kind of just followed the other pathway that led inland. One of the two. I don't remember what the two options were. I'll coin flip it and I'll let you decide if they go down the right one or not. And then basically just main clear little like little water marks, like little water droplet marks on a couple of trees inland. And once there's enough brush where no one would just be walking and just see like that they're humans in a bison box saying, no, it's just stopped and waited.
So, Lay and Mama Zuma, why don't you roll either perception or survival?
Non-natural 20 on survival.
10 on survival.
Alright, Lay, you see on the ground a whole bunch of hoof tracks that you recognize to be from the bison block.
Okay.
One set going the direction that you all went, and then one set going back the other direction. So you intuit that you could follow those to find Naz.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to do so. You
Yeah.
go that way.
So following those tracks, you all come upon Naz within like 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Cool.
Mama Zuma.
Hey. Hey, Naz. Cousin like pats you on the head.
Mama
You
Zuma,
got scratched up. You got roughed up.
it was a long journey.
I know. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I was wondering, why was the tunnel entrance blocked? Like, what's the state of things back in town right now? We're a little too scared to enter in.
Some of the tunnels have been compromised after our heist with the ostrich horses. So that was that main one. It didn't take them long to find. We must have just not sealed it properly.
Okay, well, so it's not so much that the whole plan is just
No.
under fire or anything. Okay, that makes me feel a lot
They've
better.
just have been harsher and have come down, and they found that one tunnel, so they've been on the lookout. Put a curfew out, all the typical stuff.
Well, I mean, like, what do you think about this baby here? Like, do you think it's going to?
Oh yeah, so that's a good one. It's a hefty one.
But you know,
They have a lot of blood.
yeah. So, are we going to sacrifice
Yeah, I
this
would think
this bison buck? Like, what is the plan after?
Well, we'll see. We'll see what Buttercup wants to do with it.
Wait, who's butter? Oh, the god that you saved us from. That
Well, not the
wolf
god,
shit.
but the manifestation of the god. Yes.
Yeah.
You have a procedure in your letter
Mm-hmm.
as well for the ritual
Does
that
it
you all have
specify
to
if-
perform.
The bison buck will die.
Hmm?
Does it specify? Does the protocol specify?
The bison
Okay.
buck
Oh yeah, it's step 12 right here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Step 12.
Yeah, I
Kill
mean,
bison buck.
I can't pretend like I'm not attached to this bison buck, but we know what needs to be done.
It's for the better, for the greater good. What's the life of one buck compared to one?
It's just one buck, you know.
To the life of all these citizens that have to live oppressed underneath the UNT.
Someone always has to be the sacrificial lamb. or the sacrificial Bach, if you will.
Yeah.
So what's the plan, Mama Zoomer? Are we going to, like, when is this ritual going to be done? Do we wait a couple days? Like what other conditions need to be in place? And honestly, I'm not even quite sure what's going to happen once this animal sacrifice. Like, is there going to be some supernatural attack that rains upon the town? Like what's the game plan?
I think so. I think. Well, I have been working with some of the villagers. I do have a couple people that are interested in taking matters into our own hands and having a good old fashioned rebellion out here in the fields.
Old fashioned.
But yeah, like I said when we first met, we'd have no chance of winning a fight against the UNT by ourselves. But hopefully with the grace of Buttercup and the spirit, the great spirit, great nature spirit, we can get their spiritual aid and win this fight. So yeah, I'll have to get the word out that when we're gonna make moves soon. But I think I can do this tonight.
I mean, it's almost midnight. Or like, what time is it in
No, I mean like in the in game tonight. Yeah, no, obviously not tonight. But
Do you think you can do the ritual tonight?
like in the game night, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, like, what
In
time
the
is it in the? It's probably settling close to evening, right?
Evening.
Yeah. So we're gonna no rest, no preparation for the battle that ensues. We're just going to.
If y'all need rest, then we could rest. But
I'd like to rest.
We did just travel for 2
Okay.
weeks straight. I feel like if we're gonna engage in battle, we might need at least 1 day. Maybe we can just do 1 day considering the urgency of the town, but we probably need to stock up and maybe even talk about the human side of the game plan as well. We don't know really like what the plan is. So like maybe we summon this great animal, but it'd probably be best if we can also match that with some human ingenuity as well.
It would behoove us
Well,
to-
I will say that it's all mainly villagers. If any of them have combat expertise, it was a long time ago, and they're all probably hella old right now.
Okay, so it's really just going to be a free for all. We're going to see.
Yeah, so it's mainly going to be us. It's mainly going to be us three in the spirit.
Okay, makes sense. feels consummate for a camp. I mean, what?
Yeah. So, Mama Zuma, generally how the ritual is going to go, but you don't necessarily know what the result will be.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, the letter, encourages you to stand up for your people, stand up for the people, the commoners, and not let...
Don't let the ancient ways die.
Yeah, and not let the overlords rule forever. What was I gonna say further?
You freaking love Xena, dude.
Yeah, he loving Craig. His butt was here. His butt was here. His butt was here.
You know that, like,
He's very smart, though.
the consumption of the bison bach, or like the killing and consumption for like the historical spiritual purposes, it wasn't, they were only hunted like when the herd came, and there was a reason behind hunting them. Like they hunted them to keep the herd moving, and then like ate with the grizzly wolves as a show of like mutual respect, and like mutual interests. but they also generally respected the bison bach as well, and there was like an old story that the bison bach got frustrated with the people at one point for coming and taking one of their herd, and so one time when they came to the town, they came and took one of the people, and so they took the people and or they took the person, and that person's lover went out and tried to go and plead with the bison bach to give them back, but no matter how much she pleaded, they wouldn't give the person back until one day he figured out he like found a way to slip away, and she like tried to get him to come back, but he was like, look, I can't, they're too powerful, they're too strong, they'll come back and take me again and they'll kill me. And when they found out that he was gone, that's exactly what they did. They came and they killed him right in front of her.
Damn.
And she cried and pleaded, and they thought that she would leave, and she never did. She just cried and pleaded. And so finally, the bison bach said, fine, we'll bring your lover back to life. And they did this dance to bring him back to life. And so now, out of respect for the bison bach, whenever one of them is consumed, part of the ritual is to do the bison bach dance.
Okay.
Do the bison bach.
So Lee has been practicing his bison bach tune for the ritual.
Okay, yeah.
So he's gonna play, and it just involves like kind of a circular dance where you like go around and go back and forth, mimicking like a predator and
That's
prey.
what we'll have to do tonight.
Chasing
teach
each
all the
other.
steps.
Yeah.
Right
I
before
love
we
to
get into
dance. I
sleep.
can't wait.
Alright, everyone
You
in
excited, right,
positions.
Lade?
Everyone
I know Lade loves to dance.
brush your teeth.
Oh, man.
We're gonna
Brush our
do the-
teeth. You saying that our breath smells, Mama Zuma?
No, we'll just get ready for the night.
Okay.
And then we can do
Alright, Just in general, hygiene. That makes sense. On the road, we kind of forgot about hygiene a little bit.
Yeah, you probably haven't brushed your teeth in 2 weeks.
Yeah. So I guess we can wrap it up here.
Yeah, I think it's a good stopping point. I'm starting to crash hard.
It's getting late.
And then
It's sorry that we didn't get to you faster, Mama Zuma, but you're just waiting in the wings.
Yeah, next week. I'm just gonna have to come earlier. For sure.
Yeah, dude, he came at 9. What's going on, dude?
Yeah, I've come later and later every week. It's not good.
But granted, I was gone till 8:30, but we can start early and end early.
Yeah.
True.
yeah, it doesn't really matter to me. I'll stay up until whatever time. But
And me too, but like,
It would be better for all of us.
yeah,
if we
our
did
energy,
earlier.
like my energy just
It goes
starts to
down.
crash. And
After
I
11.
can't role play well.
After 11.
man, the boat trip took a little longer than I expected, but I mean,
I know you didn't even
Glad
try
they
to
all-
make it difficult for us, but I think we still found a way to make it along. That's just the way we play. Just find a way to make it long.
yeah, I mean,
Sure.
it's just a long game. Like D&D is just, you know,
But
It
I'm
just-
having fun with it for sure.
takes time. Yeah.
This has been great. I had so much fun watching
Thanks
y'all
for
play.
hanging out.
Nice to see you, Craig.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
dude.
too.
Yeah, and consider playing one of the future campaigns.
Oh, for sure. I'd love to. I love your maps, man.
Thanks.
Like the way that y'all play, like this shit is real. This is a real place. These things make sense.
I do my best. I'm a very like sensical person, so like if things are too like fantasy and out in the ether for me, I'm like it doesn't
But
work
also,
for me. So.
we have to also respect the fact that Brad's put an inordinate amount of time into this, like insane amounts of time. Obviously, this just doesn't come out of the ether and just like randomly,
is-
spontaneously being good.
You
know?
sat with this.
Yeah.
This is in your mind.
Yeah. for sure.
Yeah.
It's a little unhealthy though, because like I'll just go to bed and be like thinking about the world and like building the world up.
But that's how it is when you have a passion project. You know, like I remember, like I had just gotten the vaccine, and so I was like, you know, like I'm a little weak and should be getting sleep. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, I'm just going to stay up all night and work on a set till 5 in the morning. It's just like, you know what I mean? It's just when you feel like
Been
it's time
there.
to do it, it's time to do it. You know.
Yep.
So, but I would love to just, you know, always be able to have a reasonable routine that works out perfectly. But I mean, I'm not going to hold my breath for that.